How you doing, everyone? It's Kevin. I'm back with another video. I'm still in the process of learning to carve with the router, and I'm trying to challenge myself as much as I possibly can. We picked up a little deer. These little deer are pretty inexpensive, and I want to carve this little deer out on this board. And then I also got this here. I want to try to carve it out. And this is just practice. This is not something that, it's just to do practice. And then we did go pick up. Man, we've been buying a lot of letters. These letters. Now, these are just, if you remember the welcome sign that we did right here, I picked up the whole entire alphabet. And you get about 4 letters in each one. And they're actually nice because they're the rounded ones. And then we picked up one huge R. That's the only one I got of them, but those could get pretty pricey, the letters. So we got a few things. I got a couple things here marked out. I have the deer marked out right here. And then I have a deer with some decoration going around the outside of it here. And if you haven't watched the new router video, we got our new router. Now, this thing, even though it's a compact router and it's small, it's still pretty heavy. So we might be doing some changing on the router, getting different bases for it. But we're just going to continue trying to figure this out. So eventually, we can get our little charcuterie boards carved out. I know it's taken me a little bit to get this project done, but I'm learning as I go. We're gonna go ahead and start carving, and we're gonna take you guys along, and as I screw up, you get to see it. It's all about practice and trial and error, because I don't have anybody telling me what to do here. Now, I believe it was John sent me an email telling me about Dave, the wood carver on YouTube, and I have checked out his channel, and he's got some really good stuff on there about this carving, and I've been learning a lot. I may end up getting a hold of Dave and getting some of his bits, because he sells router bits for this carving, and them guys look like they do a pretty awesome job. So we're going to get to trying a few little things here. Let's see what we can do. I'm only going to be cutting an 1/8 inch deep on these. I got some new bits. I don't know if you've seen that video. I got 4 new bits. I thought they were for metal, but they seem to work on wood pretty good. So we're going to be giving them a try, and I'm going to order some more bits. You know, everything takes time to get this done. I know that I have enough material, enough things to get my charcuterie boards done. I just want to practice a little bit more. So I'm going to get cutting on, I think I'm going to cut that deer over there out first. So let's get started. All right, what's cool about this router is it is a plunge router, but you really don't need a plunge router for this project. Just a regular router would work fine. Let's get started. Like I said, I'm going to be cutting about 1/8 of an inch deep with this very, very sharp bit. Now, we got that carved out fairly decent, so what we need to do now is get us that 1/8 bit that I was using on my first carving there. We need to get it put in there and take all the inside out. It's a little bit bigger. I think it'll be better to take it out with that. So we'll go ahead and switch this bit out. Okay, not too bad, but definitely not the greatest. I should have left the deer out and cut the outside of it out and put a cloud around it. So we're going to try that next. All right, as we can see, this did not turn out at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the outside of this one and put a cloud around it, and we're going to see how it turns out. Now, we did the leaf. You remember we did the leaf on this piece here, and it turned out fine. So we'll try to do the outside of this. We'll use the 1/8 inch bit, go around it, try to move everything away from it. And then if we have to, we'll take a smaller bit, the profile bit, and go around it. And hopefully, to kind of detail it out. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut about 1/8 inch deep and go around the outside of this one. Okay, our deer looks much better that way cut out than this over here. Let me get this close up. So much better. It's not profiled yet. I didn't get in there and get all the little detail to it yet. But this, compared to that, is a big difference. This really looks nice. Here is our little deer. I like it. We're going to put us a fine little bit in there so we can see if we can get some detail out of this. Now we're going to try to detail this a little better. We're going to clean this guy up a little bit, and we're going to paint it, and then we're going to sand it off and see what it looks like. Okay, I sanded this down, put some paint in there and sanded it down. We're going to see what it looks like. I would say neither one of them are awful. I'm not going to say they're the best, but neither one of them look too bad. That deer, I think that one looks better than this one. This was a lot harder to do for me than this one here. But all this is just practice for us, just to see if we can do it. I mean, I think we got it close to what we want it to look like. This one here, it looks to me like some of these little pieces here might break off, but I don't know. I mean, for being hand carved with a router, I don't think it's awful. Alright, a little earlier you seen me cut out this little bear. I went ahead and sprayed it on here. We're just going to do a little practice and cut it out before we paint all this and then re-sand it off. I wanted to try to see if I could, you know, cut my own little patterns out and use them on the wood carving. So basically just drew it out and used a scroll saw and cut it. So we're going to give it a try over here. Cut this bear out. We'll cut the inside because he needs to be black anyhow. So we'll cut the inside out and see how it turns out. Okay, we have our little bear cut out and our deer with the little decoration around it. We're going to go ahead and clean this up and then paint it and see what it looks like. Before we finish up this video, I never did get to finish the last part of this welcome sign. This is my very first one. There's a few more things I need to do to it for it to be finished. So if we decide to sell it, we could sell it. So we're going to flip it over. We want to do our little brand. Nice brand. That way everybody knows I made it. Then we're going to put a couple keyhole slots in the back of this so somebody can hang it up if they choose to. Never was good at them keyholes. But we got them done and they look pretty good. What I did was I made a straight line across here. I went from the top of the letters on this, these letters, I went from the top of there, transferred it over to the back, made the line all the way across here, measured 16" on centers, just in case they have studs on 16 inches, but this little sound here you could put right into the drywall or wood. It would work fine. So now we're going to take it over to the other table and we're going to put a coat of linseed oil on this thing. And I think that's when it's really going to start looking nice. Okay, that's the sign. I would say it looks a whole lot better with just a little bit of that linseed oil on it. Now that one should be ready to sell. Okay, now we get to see what it looks like. We went ahead and sanded it down, put some paint in there and sanded it down. We'll get it cleaned up and see what we have finished. Honestly, I don't think I did too bad on what I've done there. I think it looks pretty good. And like I said, it's all practice. There's where we were practicing on the back. This is my practice board. I think they look pretty nice. Alright, I think we've done pretty good on our practice board here. We've done some letters, and we've done a few deer, and we've done a little bit of decoration there, and we did a bear. I'm just about ready to do our charcuterie boards. I need to make a mat for, and one of my viewers left me a comment to tell me to get some shelf matting and put it on two sides of a board, and then we can lay our charcuterie boards on it and keep them from sliding around. That was a good idea. So we're going to be building one of these in the near future. Now, I would like to tell you guys, thanks for, you know, putting up with me, learning doing this wood carving with a router. I know I'm not the greatest, and it's very hard to get a lot of this on camera. Now, somebody said something about the router being big and bulky with the plunge router on it, but the only thing is, if I take that plunge router off, the bottom base that goes on there, which would make it easier for me to do the carvings, it actually won't allow me to get the camera in the other side so you can see what I'm doing, at least ways somewhat. It's really hard to actually do the video with that router. Can't get the camera down in there close enough for you guys to see exactly what I'm doing, but we're doing our best. I'd like to tell everyone thanks for using my Amazon storefront. That has been helping us out tremendously. If you want to shop on there, go down there and check out the store. See what we got in there. We got some pretty good videos actually in our Amazon store too. And if you buy something or you search from that Amazon store, we get a small commission off qualifying purchases, and it doesn't cost you guys any more money, which is awesome. And it just helps out the channel. So I do appreciate you guys checking out my Amazon store in the bottom, in the description down below. We'll leave a few more links down there for different things that we're using on the project here, but you can go right to the store and see the same ones. So I would like to tell everyone thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave me thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment if you'd like. Until next time.